Typhoon Rammasun finally making its way offshore from the Philippines after it makes a direct hit in Manila overnight. Winds right now 150 miles per hour, analogous to a Category 1 hurricane, or strong Category 1, as it heads offshore. Now, yesterday it did make its landfall in the Philippines in Legazpi, and it made its landfall in Legazpi as a very strong storm, stronger than we thought it would, because it was able to stay offshore for a little longer and intensify. So once it intensified, it did make landfall as a very strong storm. And then yesterday it did continue to make a direct hit towards Manila, very populated area. And the problems with this was because of the way it was rotating, it was bringing all that water onshore. So it brought about 2-meter storm surge onto the islands. And with those strong winds and the heavy rains, it was definitely an issue for those in Manila. Rainfalls were incredible yesterday, 268 millimeters in some parts of the Philippines. That's almost a foot of rain. That is about a month's worth of rain in just that one day from this typhoon. So flooding and mudslides definitely were an issue yesterday and will continue to be an issue as we start to see the backside of the storm. The good news is people did heed the warnings. They did take shelter from this storm. This was the first typhoon since Super Typhoon Haiyan, so they know the wrath that these could have. And look, there are some footage that we got in this morning. I see trees down, some flooding in the streets. Definitely was a concern and will continue to be a concern. So, as I mentioned, as the storm moves out, the most of the rain and the winds will be offshore, but they still could see some back and about 35 millimeters in Manila. But again, with the red being the worst, as it continues to head offshore, it will make a second landfall in China just south of Hong Kong. So that's something we will watch. We'll have some heavy rains and gusting. It will strengthen over the South China Sea. Gusts we could see up to 150 kilometers per hour. But since it's so close to Hong Kong, we could see up to 90 kilometer per hour winds there.